Starting live video.
Wait for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we can wait. Hello, everyone. Those of you joining us.
Good morning.
Oopsies. All right, we're gonna wait a couple minutes.
For just a minute. Joe?
Yes. So nice out, but at the same time, it's cold and it's gonna drop it back.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should start. Are you It's like blooper reel.
It's okay. So we're gonna talk about some fun stuff today, those of you joining us. There it is. Let's get started.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We are streaming live at Feng Shui by Jen Studio here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time in Arizona. It's pretty chilly out here, actually.
And we have our nice warm coffee.
Ching ching. But if you're streaming from elsewhere, maybe a cup of tea instead of a cup of coffee. But thank you for joining us this morning. I have a old-time friend, client, and student of mine, Janine Janae, and she's joining us this morning to help me talk about all the upcoming 2020 Year of the Metal Rat goodies.
Yes, and it is going to be so much fun. So, as Jen mentioned, I am Janine Janae, and before we get started, I do want to mention that there will be a prize. Jen will be giving out a prize, so if you like, comment, and share, you will be eligible for this prize. So go ahead and like, comment, and share. And then as far as November goes, today's November 1st.
Yes.
So
It is November 1st, but it's not technically the new month yet in the Chinese calendar. It is the new month for the Gregorian calendar, but we're about 6 days away from the beginning of a new month.
And I love November because it's my birthday month. So happy birthday to everyone out there who is a November baby. It is the month of the pig.
Yes.
So tell us, do you have any tips as far as November goes in the month of the pig?
Yeah, so on November 7th, November 8th is when we officially begin the Year of the Pig. And if you've been following my forecasts, I recall during my, beginning of the year forecast, when we talk about 2019, I mentioned that there are two sensitive months this year. And the first one was in May, and the second one is in the month of November. And so if you learn Bazi, you'll understand that the pig actually don't really like each other. It's called a self-penalty. And so for anyone who had a connection with the Year of the Pig, that means these next 30 days are going to be quite intense, and the energy is going to be more magnified. So for example, if you already have a clash with the Year of the Pig or a penalty relationship with the Year of the Pig, that means whatever has manifested already during the year, it will be more intensified in the next 30 days.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. So, okay. And then as far as, so November, it's also a month of like politics. October, we kind of like going into the stock market. So what are your tips in regards to those things, like even mood, energy, mood, all those things?
Yeah. So November signals the beginning of the winter season, and in the Chinese 5 elements, the winter season is marked by the water element. So we are officially in the deepest part of the water cycle, particularly since we're getting closer and closer to the year 2020, which we know is the year of the rat, and we call it the ocean water year. So for those who enjoy the water element will actually feel a little bit more uplifted. There's a lot of momentum and a lot of energy, especially for people who are strong metal, weak water, strong earth element. Bazi charts will enjoy the water energy. But if water is not your most favorable element, for people who are weak metal, strong water, strong wood element people, then the water energy will feel a bit heavy, suffocating. It's more of a depressed, passive kind of energy. And so there's different tips in terms of how to navigate through that cycle. Grandmaster Lo always says bad doesn't mean all bad, it's what you do with it. And so I think that's the importance of learning more about your Bazi chart so that you can understand how the elements impact you specifically, so that you can make adjustments in your thoughts, your attitudes, and your behavior. But we're talking about the general mood. You know, November here in the US marks 1 year until our election, the presidential election. And so there's a lot of scandal and controversies and sort of hot topics, and we're paying very close attention to what is happening in the world around us. And right now I think the mood is quite bleak, quite hesitant, conservative. Even we can definitely see how this is displayed in the stock market, for example. Our stock market is very fickle, very unsteady, marred by a lot of trade war talks and the uncertainty of the future. And so you start to see the behavior of the stock market. And I often talk about this because why is it important to pay attention? It's because who plays the stock market? Who are the main players? And they're people. And what governs people's moods are the 5 elements. And so when you learn more about the meaning of the 5 elements, water represents fear, and it causes anxiety and conservation. So we can start to begin to see a little bit of a slow decline, or we would say a bearish market. We've anticipated this. If you are active in paying attention to the economy, even though you may have a little bubble wherever it is that you're located, but when you look at the general outlook, on a global level or at a national level, you start to see a decline. And so, but I always say there's always winners. It just depends on what side of the game you play. So that would be for somebody pulling up. That would be for the stock market. And then for politics, we know that President Trump is, President Trump. So he had a bit of a troublesome October, because October actually is the month of the dog. And President Trump has an earth penalty. So every time the energy of the dog or the goat or the ox, it always triggers problems for him. And so a lot of my clients and students have asked me, what is the outlook in terms of the upcoming 2020 election? And actually, it's quite optimistic. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So, but if you want to learn more, you can definitely check out, I do a monthly forecast where I talk about the energy of the month, and I highlight what you need to pay attention to from a Bazi and Feng Shui perspective, and sometimes I touch on health. So you can follow along, and I know there are a lot of people who are my clients, people who are interested about Chinese metaphysics, and even my students find that the continuous sort of education that they get every month is very, very tangible and very helpful.
It most definitely is. And you mentioned that November is the start of the winter season.
Yes.
Yeah, it is cold. I should have worn a jacket today. Should have worn a jacket today, but
yeah, she's shivering.
Yes. Well, it's Arizona, so it's like it was warm yesterday. I don't know why it's got so cold today. It's the first day of winter. Anyways, so I just want to say thank you for sharing all of that. And I want to remind everyone, those of you that have joined us, go ahead, like, comment, and share, and that will get you a chance to winning one of Jen's prizes here on the table. So like, comment, and share, and we'll go into the next topic. Because November, so for the year of the pig and the month of November, the jewelry was tiger's eye. And I'm wearing my tiger's eye earrings and the bracelet that is design that Jen put together. So tell us the benefits of the bracelet, the tiger eye. Why should we wear one in the year of the pig or the year of the month? So if you don't have one, call Jen, order it as soon as possible. You'll see why.
So the beginning of this year, a very, very good friend of mine, Karen Moore, creator and founder of Zen by Karen Moore, that is currently based in the Florida Keys. She's a jewelry designer. She and I co-created a bracelet called the Tiger's Eye. It's a limited edition to 2019, but of course you can wear this anytime. But we created a limited edition Tiger's Eye aromatherapy bracelet, and the meaning behind it is actually following the energy or the meaning or the elements of the year. So for example, 2019 is a yin earth pig year. Earth is, the color of earth is brown and earth tone, and the pig is a water element, and so the color is black. And so we kind of put together this bracelet to follow the colors of the elements. But why Tiger's Eye? Well, I mentioned earlier, if you have a clash or a penalty, generally we advise people to carry an amulet, similar to taking care of the feng shui of your house. You have different objects to cure or to enhance certain areas of your house. For your bazi, it's something you wear on your person, and so we thought that instead of the traditional jade pendant that you may put in your keychain or inside your purse, we can go a step further and make it even more special by creating a very well-intentioned bracelet. And we have 8 gemstones. 8 is also an earth element to represent the yin earth energy. And the aromatherapy bracelet is very interesting if you're not familiar with it. It's actually basalt rock, and you can roll essential oils onto the rock. So every day as you set out on your day, putting on your jewelry and getting ready for your your day, you can pick whatever essential oils you want, whether that's citrusy for uplifting, lavender to remind you of love, frankincense for healing. It will stay on you for the rest of the day. So that's yeah.
I love it. It's so exciting. I love my bracelet.
This is the packaging. Yeah.
So before we go on to the next topic, I just want to address some questions.
Oh, there's questions.
Yes, Carrie. Hello, Carrie. Mary Beth. Oh, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Albert, Rosie. Oh, we have a few viewers here joining us this morning. Monita says good morning.
Hi.
Kathy says good morning. Alita says, what do you mean when you say optimistic?
About Trump.
Yeah, I think she's talking about Trump.
Yeah, so I'll just give you a little bit of a clue. When Donald Trump, when he won the election in 2016, that was the year of the monkey. And when you look at his chart, he is actually a strong earth element, strong yang earth. And so his favorable elements are metal and water. And so the year of the election was a monkey year, which is a metal year. And our election is always in the month of November. And November is a water element. And so his opponent that time was Hillary Clinton. She is also earth, but she's weak earth. So actually she does not like metal, does not like water. What she needs is fire. But there was it was predominantly a metal year. And also the monkey was Donald Trump's nobleman year. So he had a sort of a trifecta going on. So in a way you can look at it that it was his destiny to win the election. So that's that. And now we're going into 2020, which is a metal and water year. And also the year of the rat is his nobleman. So at the end of the day, right now there's a lot of candidates on the Democratic side. I've already checked a few of them. Don't ask me any questions about that yet. But whoever is the final opponent, they have to match. Their chart has to be better than his in order to defeat him. So he's already going into the year with a strong chart. So this past month of October, with all this impeachment inquiries and things like that, it's a temporary setback. But his outlook going forward is optimistic.
That's so fascinating. I know last year, we'll get into that, but in your annual forecast, we touched on that last year, so yeah, it's quite fascinating. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I do want to touch on your magazine. Oh. You have, it started this year, right?
Last year.
Last year. And this is your 4th, so you have a full year.
Yes. So, yes.
You have a full year.
So we released Volume 4, which is a December 2019 edition. We actually I actually released it 2 months earlier because I'm heading out to Singapore next week, and I'll be debuting and showcasing this edition. So, but it's available now for you to order, and it will get shipped out to you before the end of the month. Yes, so it marks a full year.
That's so exciting. Just to see how far the magazine has come, and just even the magazine itself, because the magazine, like it says Feng Shui Journal, it's not just about Feng Shui. It actually, you bring in a few different things, which is like...
Yeah, so my vision for the magazine was really to continue to promote and to elevate classical studies in the Western world. And even though it is called Feng Shui Journal, it's not just about Feng Shui. Actually, we have a myriad of topics within the Chinese metaphysical umbrella, which includes face reading, Chinese medicine, Qigong, I Ching, Qimen Dunjia, anything that sounds Chinese, it's in this magazine. But I was motivated behind asking some of our experts and professionals within their field of work to contribute an article for our readers to learn a little bit about these modalities. You know, they're written in a way that is very easy for people to understand, even for people who have no experience in Chinese metaphysics whatsoever. But we also have articles that are case studies, which I find so useful and very educational, both to the lay readers as well as to people who practice or are interested in Feng Shui. And I like to use this as an opportunity to highlight some of my students and sharing their stories and how they embark on this journey, what prompted them, what inspired them to start learning about Feng Shui, learning about Bazi, and also personal anecdotal type of stories from people who don't practice Chinese metaphysics but have benefited, and how it has benefited their lives and uplifted them in different ways. So that's the culmination of Feng Shui Journal. It takes a lot of work, but we have had great success, predominantly because of all the support that we get behind the magazine. So I want to take this moment to thank some people first. I feel like I'm getting an award or something. But
Here,
thank you. And the Oscar goes to, no, I want to thank first and foremost to my contributors. They don't get paid for writing, and they have generously taken time out of their busy lives to share their experience and their stories, to spread the word. We always say the more the merrier, and so I really wholeheartedly want to thank them. And then I want to thank my team, my editors, my proofreaders. I do a lot of the first round of draft, trying to get them into a place that will make it more easier for them. But I have truly admired their work, their commitment to excellence, and for basically giving me comfort before I press the print button. So that's Rita O'Connell, Chelsea Young, and also recently I've asked my friend, my BFF from high school, Carrie Snyder, to also join the team, and the graphics design by Leah Murray. So thank you so much. And last but not least, I have to thank my husband, because without him, he is like the propeller behind everything, and he has to put up with me. And so I really appreciate his patience and his encouragement to say, all right, Jen, what is your next wild idea? And then just go for it. So all of that wouldn't be possible, especially to our readers. Thank you so much. We have readers in Australia, Israel, Europe, and of course in Asia and all throughout the United States. So that's that about the magazine.
That's so exciting. I remember when you first started it, and just to see how far it's come, it's so amazing. So congratulations.
It's a funny story.
Yeah?
You want to hear it?
Yes.
Well, 2 years ago, I had asked Grandmaster Dr. Stephen Skinner to write the foreword to my second book, and he, generously said, yes, Jen, whatever you need. Get the book ready. And then a year has gone by, and he sent me an email and said, Jen, I would like to read your manuscript. I said, what manuscript? I haven't written anything. So I panicked, and that's really the genesis of Feng Shui Journal.
The genesis
of the Feng Shui Journal was because I had not written my second book yet. It's life's been too busy for me to sit down and write a book. But instead of shouldering a lot of the writing, we have other people to contribute. But volume 4 is great because we have expert Master Olga Garcia from Spain, who shared a really fantastic article on face reading. Ooh, isn't that fun to do some fortune reading on your face? And of course we have Natalie Giaravanov. I don't know if I said your last name right, but she is a licensed acupuncturist in Los Angeles and a student of mine. She wrote a fantastic article on Chinese medicine and how you use Bazi in understanding your health. There's actually a checklist in here that you can go through. You can score it, and it will pinpoint to what element you're showing imbalances on, particularly how it relates to your organs. And she has a list of very easy to follow recommendations in terms of what herbs, essential oils, acupressure points that you can use to help address that imbalance that's showing up. And you can use it throughout the year because our bodies are constantly changing. And so it's just a plethora of information. And we have Master Ezra from Istanbul, Turkey, who shared a case study in when she used I Ching to help her decide if she should sell her house. And we have Master Go Guan Leong from Singapore, who I'm going to see next week. A really fun Q&A. He is a well-known Feng Shui master in Singapore. And of course, we have Grandmaster Raymond Lowe here for his 2020 very highly anticipated Year of the Metal Rat forecast, among many other things.
That's exciting. And then I just want to share
Oh, yeah.
was Monita Lynn Baker.
Hi!
The Feng Shui Journal is one of my guilty pleasures. I love when I receive it in the mail. I devour every word. It says something more, but I can't see what else it says.
Thank you, Monita.
Every word, every page. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Blessings. Aw, that was
Thank
nice.
you, Monita. That is very, very sweet. And you know, that's the whole goal behind it, is that you feel inspired and you feel uplifted so that you can use this knowledge to enrich your life and also enrich the lives of those around you. And so the more the merrier.
Oh, there's some people on here saying, I want to learn face reading. Yes, Mary Beth.
Oh yes,
Face reading is fascinating.
I have to say something. So if you do get a copy of the magazine, there is the author, Master Olga Garcia, is actually offering a free face reading introductory course. Okay, so if you have a copy of this, then you have access to the link that will allow you to get some intro studies on face reading.
So much fun.
So much goodies in 56 pages.
I've done research a little, like I've dabbled into looking into it, and it is so fascinating.
Yes.
And then let's see who else is on here. Oh, Melissa has a good watch party going on. Thank you, Melissa.
Nice.
And then Stessie Flowers. Actually,
yes.
perfect question. Jen, will there be a new bracelet for 2020?
Oh, you read our minds.
Yes, that's the
The
next.
answer is yes. You're like psychic. Actually, we do. So 2020 is the year of Metal Rat, and Metal Rat is a strong, very powerful water element, and of course the color is black, and metal is white. So again, Karen Moore, Zen by Karen Moore, and I teamed up once more to create a very special limited edition Howlite aromatherapy bracelet. And Howlite is actually known for its ability to clear the mind, to strengthen the mind, to build more clarity, and to, of course, with clarity comes transformation. And it's a very spiritual, grounding, thought-provoking kind of theme going into 2020. And so the metal element is number 6. So we actually use 6 gemstones. Again, the aromatherapy, the lava rocks, again, you can put essential oils. Yes, and so we went a step further. We were very motivated this year. We actually even came with a custom essential oil blend that you can use with your bracelet. And we call this the Be Elevated Essential Oil. Everything is handcrafted in the Florida Keys with love. And the oil has a special formula secret. That is frankincense, which we know is a very, very powerful oil, bergamot, myrtle in a jojoba oil. And so you can smell.
Ooh, that smells
It will come
really
in a
good.
roll, so you can roll it on your bracelet, or you can use it as a perfume. So this is available for the coming year, and what to watch out for is if you have a clash next year, meaning if you were born in the year of the horse. So if you have any horse element in your 4 pillars or in your luck cycle, then this is your amulet. But again, you don't have to have any kind of connection to the year to still enjoy the bracelet and the oils. And they come in this package.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
So again, those of you, if you've joined us later, we will be giving out a prize at the end. So like, comment, and share, and stay with us.
Yeah,
So
the whole magazine right there. So I just want to quickly mention that these are the 3 previous volumes. I'm running a limited bundle sale. It's on my website. Just click About and About Feng Shui Journal, and you can find this. It's also available in digital copy, so once you purchase it, you can immediately download the file. Okay.
So the next thing is the Almanac, which I just got mine. It is my favorite. I get one every year. I don't even know how many times I've gotten this thing. But it is so fun to thumb through because it's pretty much gives you a day to day.
Yeah.
Like it's a calendar. You can see it even has the hours.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
So this is it's an almanac. An almanac it comes out once a year, and it is specifically related to the year that we're coming to. And this is a book authored by Grandmaster Raymond Lowe as well as Master Georgia Chiaffi. She is in Switzerland, one of Master Lowe's longtime students. And every year they put out this almanac. It's in English. Woo!
I love it.
It's in English, and it lists out you can't see this obviously from far away, but it lists out the day, the element of every day. We use this actually for auspicious date selection. So if you have major events, life events that you need to choose a specific date, a good fortune date, this is the book that we use. But you would have to somehow know your Bazi chart. So some of my clients that don't really know anything about Bazi other than they know their own chart, they can actually follow along and track their nobleman days, their peach blossom days, their scary days, anything day that is relevant to you, to your spouse, to your children. And for my students that have taken the Feng Shui course, it also has the daily flying star. So if you're doing a Feng Shui assessment for a client that wants to do a renovation and you want to check what will be the Feng Shui chart for that specific day, it will also indicate what specific star is located there. So it's very useful, very handy. Usually by the end of the year, this book for me is so, like, what do you call it? Like worn, because you use it every day.
Yes.
And it's in English, so it's easy for anybody to follow.
I do use this book every day, and the other part that I love about it is it actually has a yearly fortune. So based on your animal, it has a yearly fortune based on the theme of the year, and then it breaks it down into months.
Yes.
So, and like Jen mentioned, some of her clients, they use it. I do my Bazi twice a year with Jen. So I'm pretty familiar with my nobleman, my peach blossom, and all of those days, and even my clash and my not so good days,
Penalty days.
which Jen calls it bonanza days for Burton, I think.
Yes, my husband has bonanza days, and bonanza days is a day he should just relax and not do anything important. Yeah.
So I have those days too, but I mainly, when I look to plan my day around my business or speaking in front of people, I will go to this and pick my nobleman or my peach blossom day, and obviously an element that's favorable around those as well. So if you don't have an almanac, get your orders in, because these things go quickly.
Yes, they're limited print.
And they're limited. There's only so many. So if you don't have one, order it. And then I think Lisa, she would like to order a copy So, and I'm assuming, Alita, you're talking about the Almanac or the magazine. I'm not sure, so clarify for us which one you'd like to order. And then Monita would like to know when the bracelet will be available.
They're available now.
Yes, so for November, if you don't have your November bracelet,
For the tiger. That November is the tiger
yes,
eye.
it's the tiger eye. So, and we're in the year of the pig, and it's going to be the month of the pig. So that's for November. And then for 2020, those bracelets are available now. So if you don't have yours for November and you need yours for 2020, just order both at once. I get mine every year. So the next thing that we are going to talk about.
The last thing. We're already over.
Yes, we are over. Chinese New Year's talk. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I come every year and it's so, so from my perspective as a student and a client, I come to these every year and it's so fascinating to see what Jen talks about at her Chinese New Year talk, because it's literally, you talk about politics, you talk about the stock market, you even talk about celebrities, and it's fun because we see celebrities, like they are in
The public
they're
eye.
in the public eye, so we see them. And it's fun to like see what Jen has to say, and then you're like kind of paying attention throughout the year, and you're like, holy smokes, okay.
Bazi never lies.
Bossy never lies.
So yes, I'm having my 7th annual Chinese New Year talk. I do it every year at the beginning of the year, and this year it's taking place January 24th, 25th, 26th. I'm actually offering it for 3 days, right here in person in Scottsdale at my studio. But we're also recording the presentation, so if you don't live in Arizona, you can actually purchase a copy of the presentation so you can still enjoy listening and hearing about what we have to say about the upcoming new year. And it's always a lot of fun. Not only do you get a preview of how does the year of the rat, impact you, so to speak, but you also get to see how the elements transpire or manifest in the world around you. And so as you move through and navigate through the year, you just start to really pay attention to how those elements are manifesting in our market, in our government, in the weather, and also in celebrities, because they're so easy, their lives are so easy to track. So this is always fun. We have a lot of good times whenever we do this, so hopefully I'll get to see some of you. You can just go to my website, www.fengshuibyjen.com, and hit on events, and you can actually already pre-register to attend. There's limited seating, but you can also pre-order your recording, and it will be released to you at the end of January. And remember, the Year of the Rat begins on February 4th. Okay, February 4th is the official start of the rat year.
And talking about the rat year, just very quickly, something that you've always mentioned to me is pay attention to this month, because it will be the theme for next year. So going into the year of the rat, which month do we pay attention
December.
to?
December is December is the month of the rat. So I encourage everybody, as we move into the holiday season, after we survive the pig month, going into December 7th, okay, to January 5th, like this, pay attention to your mood, start to observe, kind of be a neutral observer. Don't overreact during that month. Just pay attention to the interactions that you have with people. What events may seem random, they're actually not random. There's no such thing as random. And you can use those 30 days as your bags of treasures, their information, their knowledge that you can use to help you prepare for 2020. So if you go into the month of December and you make a lot of new connections, for example, then you can anticipate that the new year you will have many new connections. And so you get to ask yourself, how do I want to optimize on that? Similarly, if December is a bit challenging, it feels heavy, you feel a bit lethargic, then you know how much you have to prepare going into the new year to help yourself feel a bit more uplifted, maybe paying more attention to your physical health and your mental and emotional health as well.
That's exciting. I'm so excited. I love all things Bazi and Feng Shui. So there's a big truck going by.
Yeah, okay,
all right, so we're gonna
Any more
wrap
else?
things up. So I'm just gonna look at some questions before we do, and then If you have liked, commented, and shared, just put it like a little thumbs up in the comments because we are about to do a drawing. We have a lot, but we don't have you. Oh, someone in Sweden said that they have a lot, but they don't have you. Please come to Sweden.
Oh, I love to go to
Mary
Sweden.
Beth would like a bracelet. Okay, Mary Beth. We'll get you some bracelets. Do you want just the November or 2020? The Almanac is amazing. Okay, so I see all the little hearts. Okay.
You guys are great.
Yes.
Today's my Nobleman Day. I chose this day because it's my Nobleman Day. So again, when you learn more about your Bazi, you can follow along and schedule your events accordingly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have Janae, my guest, for this Facebook Live to help me select the winner of our prize. Should I tell them what it is? I guess I should tell them what it is.
Yes, you should tell
Whoever
them
the
what it
winner is actually going to get all 4 volumes of the Feng Shui Journal in digital form, which is worth about $40. Because we have people from across the country tuning in, and so we would like to offer you the full copy of the Feng Shui Journal. So, drum roll.
Drum roll.
Go,
okay.
go.
I have to verify.
She's the auditor. She has to make sure you follow the rules.
Yes. Wish I had a pen out here. All right, so I'm just gonna like swipe up and down, and then I will land on a spot.
If you win, it must be your lucky day.
Yes, it must be your lucky day if you win.
Close your eyes.
All right,
Who is it?
Stacy
Stacy Flores.
Flowers.
Yeah, yes.
Stacy Flowers.
But I know who it
Flores
is.
is flowers in
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yay!
Stacy Flowers.
Congratulations!
You are the lucky winner. Must be your Nobleman Day.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and making this a bright day for us. Happy Friday, TGIF. And hopefully I'll see you again at our next Facebook live streaming. Have a beautiful day, and thanks again, Janine.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
It was so much fun with our coffee, cold weather.
Bye.
Bye, love you all.
You want to turn it off now?
That's-